Abundant Abby with you here today. Now I've been watching you guys pretty closely, not to freak you out, but I know that a lot of you are in my tribe and you're reading the emails, but you haven't joined the program yet for whatever reason. That might be because you haven't connected with me and found out if we are the right fit to work together yet, or maybe I haven't sweetened the deal enough. So what I'm going to do for you today is I'm going to show you a really simple strategy, a really simple technique that was pivotal when I decided to transform my life, take charge of my life, take responsibility of me, and creating a life that I truly loved and that I deserved and that my kids deserved. Now, as I said, this was absolutely a pivotal moment for me. Now, I know a lot of you guys are sitting at home, you're bored, you're miserable, you're lonely in your own home, you're probably even grieving the person that you once were and you're not liking the person that you've become. Why do I know this? I know this because I was that person too, a few years ago before I started on this epic journey. And that's why I wanted to show you exactly what I did to ignite my fire, to discover my true self, to unlock my self-worth and start on this amazing life that I once thought wasn't even possible. Now, most people are stuck though. I know that a lot of you are wanting to create change. You're starting to think about the possibilities that lie before you and the life that you could create if only you had the worth, the confidence, and the skills to do so. A lot of you are sitting there thinking about these things, dreaming about these things, but you're probably a little bit scared, a little bit confused, and to be honest, you don't know which foot to start stepping forward with. You see, most people get so stuck in the life that they are living at the moment, in the way that life just is. And this is due to a number of reasons, and we're going to go through them today. Right? This is often due to the relationship that you have with yourself and the toxic relationships that you have with others. It's due to the negative noise and the pressure, the financial pressure, the social pressure, so on and so forth that we experience in our everyday life. And we just don't know how to get unstuck. We think that that's just the way life is, and we start to think that that's all that's possible for us, that that's all that we deserve. And we get so stuck in that you know what? It's easier just to go on with that. We get so fed up with thinking about it and it breaks our heart, but we continue to do that because it's comfortable and we don't know where to start. So today I want to invite you in to show you a pivotal thing that I did, a strategy that I used to reignite my fire, to start thinking about who it was that I truly was, the big me, not the little me, not the little me that was following the crowd and doing what I thought I had to do week by week just to get by, just to keep my head above the water, but what I truly wanted. And you'll start to realize too that once you ignite this fire, once you reconnect with yourself, once you get rid of all that negative noise and everyone else around you, everything that you're saying to yourself that isn't so nice, that fire inside you will be reignited and the possibilities of you moving forward are so damn exciting. So I'm going to show you, I'll invite you onto my big piece of paper now and show you this one simple strategy that I used to do just that. Okay, so here we are. I've got you guys looking at my big piece of paper. I love my big paper. So we're going to look at what happens in our world and what happens in our life that makes us forget who we truly are, that makes us forget our dreams and think that we can't deliver on them and that we can't access them and they're completely out of reach. So let's look at us when we are a child, okay? Here you are. I'm going to do some amazing artwork here. Here you are as a child, okay? And you're probably reasonably happy from the very beginning. But what happens when we're a child is our biggest influences are often our parents or our grandparents or our guardians, okay? And we learn a lot of things from them. So I want you to think back now about different habits, okay, that you have created, or different responses or coping mechanisms to different things. Things such as stress. Okay, have a think now, because I know growing up as an adult, I realized that I had the same stress mechanisms that my mum had. I used to worry severely about finances, and I used to make pretty bad decisions with finances. I used to make short-term decisions to try and fix long-term financial struggles. I used to worry about what other people thought, and this is something that my mum struggled with for her whole life as well. And I used to spend a lot of time as an adult running around serving other people and making sure that I satisfied everyone else, because that was my motivation. It wasn't intrinsic, it was extrinsic. Okay, so that's what happens there. Then let's look at when we get to school. I'm going to draw another. So you're a little bit older. You're probably brought up in the 80s. You might have had a mohawk, couple of mad earrings, like a bomber jacket going on there. All right, now I'm getting silly. but that's okay, some mad boots because we're all grungy. All right, so there we are. We're at school now. And look, the really cool thing, if you ask a pre-teenager before what I'm going to tell you now, before all these different limiting factors come into play, their dreams and desires are awesome. They are so super exciting because they don't have fear. They don't have the limiting beliefs of others. All right, so what happens at school? A number of things. We get brought up with a lot of rules and a lot of expectations. We're taught not to question. We're taught not to step outside of the crowd and just go along with it, okay? And then we've got, all right, here we are, then we've got the limiting beliefs of others and the limiting beliefs that teachers put on us. All right, so for example, let's say this person, their name is Josie, and Josie's really cool at rally car driving, okay? She's really good, she's awesome. She wins a lot of races, and she says to her parents, I really want to be a rally car driver. And her parents say, oh, look, I know you really like it, but it's not really a life, it's not really a job. Maybe you should look at becoming a mechanic. Or maybe this is Betty, and Betty says to her teacher, I really, really want to start my own charity, and I want to help underprivileged children to live their dreams or whatever it is. And their teacher says, yes, that's a really lovely dream for you to have, Betty, but it would be more sustainable and you would be able to achieve the house that you want and the car with you want if you just got a safe job and maybe worked for a charity. So we're told to choose the safe option. Okay, we're told to avoid risks and to play it safe. This is an absolutely huge one. And at this time, we're going through this crazy time where we're discovering ourselves and we're trying to be that cool kid in a lot of places. So we do what others do. We follow the crowd. Okay, we follow the crowd and we don't step outside of that crowd because we don't want to disappoint teachers. We don't want to get in trouble. We don't want to disappoint parents. And most importantly, we don't want to look silly in front of our friends. And on top of that, we've got the media telling us how we talk, how we walk, how we look. And we've got our parents putting their fears on us. So maybe they had a dream and they didn't go out after their dream because they were fearful of being successful. So when you, sorry, I knocked my light, but when you as a kid tell them, then those fears are placed on you. Okay, and they teach you to do all of these things and they place these fears on top of you. So all of a sudden, a teenager who had none of these things placed on them, that had the most amazing dreams and desires, we're learning to start knocking that down. Not only at school does this happen, you also get told to talk about the pros of your dreams and desires, and then you get told to talk about the cons. So you work out all the fantastic things if you lived out your dreams and desires, and then you put this whole list down, this really confronting list of things that may or may not happen, reasons for you not to go out after your dreams. And that's something that I really love to talk about in my course, because this, when I talk to people, is such a limiting factor and really where we start to lose ourselves and we start to bring fear into play and stop doing what we want to do. Because at school and at home, we're taught that IQ matters. All right, we're not taught to talk about our emotional intelligence. We're not taught to learn about our emotional intelligence, how to manage it, how to control it, how to really use this to our advantage. And 90% of every decision that you make, whether that's financial, whether that's self, is actually emotionally driven. So a lot of what I do is I help people to recognize whatever emotion is driving them, whatever emotion they're actually responding to, whether that's fear, love, angst, whatever that is, and be able to step outside of this emotion and make logical decisions that work for you in the long term. All right, and here I might just turn this over. All right, oh, Ayla's done a little doodle. That's okay. All right, so here you are now. Let's look at the now. All right, this is us now. So you're sitting at home. Here you are. What are you wearing? Maybe you're in your jammies. We'll put jammies on you. Okay, maybe you're not. You've got a singlet on, all right? You might have a glass of wine there, and you're sitting around and you're thinking about the way life just is, all right? And we've got all of this negative noise. We've got all of these what ifs. All of a sudden, we've got bills. We've got all these structures. We've got all of the concerns of our culture and our society and all the expectations of everyone else around us, the expectations of us as work, the expectations of us as a mother, as a father, as an auntie, as an uncle, as a community person, whatever that might be, okay? And there's all this noise and pressure and expectations on us. And when we start to drift off and we start to think about what it is we truly want, we get out our great big mental hammer and we knock that on the head because of all of the other things. Does that look like a hammer? It is now. Now a hammer is also married to a light bulb. All right, but we get that hammer and we knock our dreams and desires on our head, okay? And our devil of doubt, what I call the devil of doubt, and I'll put bloody horns on him, rears its ugly head all the time, and we knock these down because all of a sudden we've learnt these fear structures and to treat things and respond out of emotion, not logically, and we're taught to respond out of desperation and need so that we can pay the bills and we can live by expectations and we can fulfill all the pressures of society, and our dreams and desires unfortunately get buried under until another day. Isn't it obvious to you now? Isn't it so obvious to you now? So now you can see how people get so stuck and we get so caught up with the day-to-day and the systems and expectations and noise of others and limiting beliefs that we get lost. We lose ourselves and we forget who we really are, and we just go along with the crowd and we live the life that we think that everyone else is expecting us to live. So with all of that said and done, what's the first step? Well, that's what I'm going to give you today. I'm actually going to give you the first step out of my foundations course of discovering your true self. And the reason that we go through these foundations is for the simple reason, if you can imagine your life, your goals, your passion, whatever it is, as a 20-story building, the foundations is what that building is structured on. Okay, that's your happiness, that's your self-worth, your confidence, your ability to take action, your self-esteem. Now, if you don't build that well, it's like trying to build a 20-story building on a 1 square meter foundation. It's like building a fantastic sandcastle and then throwing water over it. It's going to crumble. So I'm actually going to give you the first module out of my Discover Your True Self Foundations course for a fraction of the price of what I usually offer it to the public for, because I'm on a mission. And as you know, I've told you a million times, I am on an absolute mission to help people unlock their self-worth and start living their dreams. And I'm doing this because I've done it, and it's absolutely a fantastic feeling. And it's possible, guys. It's absolutely possible. So what I'm going to do for you today is give you that first module. And that first module is all about you. It's all about unlocking what it is you truly want, discovering what you truly want in this life, and unleashing your dreams and desires. See, a lot of us drown out our dreams and desires because of all of those noise. We get our dreams and desires, they pop up when we're sitting at home at night, it's quiet, everyone's gone to bed, we've got ourselves a wine, and we start thinking about what the possibilities are, what could happen, what we truly want. And then you know what happens? We knock them on the head out of fear because we are worried about what Jenny and her friends are going to say down the street. We're worried about approaching us with our partner, and we're worried about looking crazy because that's what we've been taught. So what I'm going to do for you today is I'm going to give you a template, the exact same template that I use, that my clients use, my health clients, my mindset clients, my business clients use to start spreading their foundations and reconnecting with who they truly are and what they truly want. I am handing you permission to dream, guys. And the reason that I'm handing you permission is because often we don't allow ourselves permission to do that out of fear, because we're worried about dreaming up a life that we will actually never accomplish. And I'm telling you now that you need to reconnect with yourself. And from then, if you are interested, I will give you the strategies to absolutely start going after and achieving those dreams and desires. It is possible. You are no different to any other happy, wealthy, healthy, successful person. The only difference is that those people made a decision and they acted on that decision to reconnect with themselves and start taking the steps that they needed to create the life that they wanted, the life that they deserved. So if you click the button down here, I am going to absolutely show you how to reconnect with yourself. And I want you to really, really dream big, guys. So a lot of people will tell you, and you will hear this in my course, a lot of people will tell you to get down off your cloud. I don't believe in that. I want you to get up on the next cloud. And I want you to get up on the next cloud, and I want you to look out over an expanse of what's possible in your life to the point that you've never actually allowed yourself to imagine in your adult life before. Because it's not until you allow yourself to start dreaming that you realize that what you thought was impossible is actually possible. But you have to connect with that first. You have to connect with yourself, and you have to know what it truly is. Okay, and I am on a mission. As I said, you guys know that I am on a mission to help people unlock their self-worth, to discover the life that they truly want to live, and to call bullshit on this boring, mundane, structured, ruled, expectation, negative-filled life that we are living at the moment. And the reason that I'm doing that is because I was just like you. And I didn't think that it was possible. I had 2 baby girls and I didn't know which foot to step forward with. And this is the absolute resource that I used, that I've rejigged a little bit and made it a little bit more fun and a little bit more abundant, Abby-like, to get you guys doing the same, reconnecting with yourself and realizing what it truly is that you want. Because without that, you've got nothing to build the rest of those structures around. And guys, just so you know, this is a great, fantastic resource, strategy, technique to use with your kids. So download this, get access to it, grab hold of it now. As I said, it's at a fraction of the price that I offer it to the public. And the reason I'm doing that is because you're in my tribe, and I love my tribe, and we're like a family. So I'm going to give it to you for a fraction of the price of what I offer it to the public for today. But get it, if you've got kids, do it with your kids. Get them living and dreaming what their dreams and desires are. Don't let them wait until they are like us, till they've got kids and of their own. So they've got kids of their own and they're stuck in a job that they don't really want to be in, to realize that happiness is possible. Not only possible, to realize that they deserve happiness, and it's a normal thing if we work on it every day. Don't wait until they have to have the same wake-up moment that we've had. I know that as parents that we want that for our kids. So this is a really easy, simple resource for you to utilize for yourself and for all members of your family. So make sure there's a button down here, it's probably in blue somewhere on this page, that you find that button and you grab hold of that and you take that opportunity right now. I'll see you on the other side, and for those of you that do grab this opportunity on the other side, I've got something really cool and really special for you there as well. So I'll see you once you've clicked the button. See you then, guys.